Hey, what's up everyone? John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the LSAT prep course from Blueprint. I'm going to cover how the Blueprint course works, what materials you get, pricing, and of course, my thoughts on this prep package. So if you're ready, we've got a lot to cover. Let's hit it! Alright, so to kick things off, I just want to mention up front here that I'll just be sort of limited to talking about the major highlights and lowlights in this video today. If you find you need more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written review over on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight Blueprint LSAT Review. That's a quick way to find it. Okay, so let's kick this review off by quickly covering pricing, just to set the stage. And as you might know, Blueprint has two different versions of their course. Their self-paced course and the live online version. The self-paced course varies in price depending on your length of access, with the 3-month plan coming in at around $800 and the full 12-month plan coming in at around $1,600. Or you can always pay as you go for $300 per month. And then the live online version costs a flat $1,500. So, all in all, Blueprint is kind of pricey. They're definitely one of the more expensive LSAT courses available on the market, though pretty much in line with other major players like Princeton Review and Kaplan. They're within a couple $100 of each other. However, it's definitely worth mentioning that Blueprint does frequently run sales and special promotions, and a lot of times you can find their course for a few $100s off, so be sure to check for coupon codes before buying. In fact, I'll do my best to keep the description down below the video screen updated with the most current discount codes that might be out there, so make sure to check that out and save yourself some coin if you decide to go with Blueprint. And by the way, if I could just say, we work really hard to produce honest and helpful reviews, all totally free, so if Blueprint does end up being the right choice for you, we'd really appreciate it if you'd use those links listed down below in the description. That's how you can support our channel, and it allows us to keep creating these types of helpful review videos. And if it turns out that Blueprint isn't the right fit for you, it's no problem at all. My ultimate goal is just to get you matched up with the right prep course, and we have a ton of other helpful review videos that you can check out. Okay, so with that little cost comparison out of the way, let's next break down how the Blueprint LSAT course works and what you get before moving into my thoughts. So, when you first sign up with Blueprint and log in, they're going to have you enter a bunch of info about your exam date, weekly availability, dates to be blacked out, target score, and a bunch more. And then when you're done entering all this info, the program will spit out your personalized study plan, which is going to be your guide throughout your studies. This calendar is going to tell you exactly what to study every day between the day you sign up and exam day. Depending on how far out your exam is and availability, you might have as little as 1 assignment per day in your queue or up to 5. It just totally depends. But no matter how light or full your calendar is, you're going to work through the same set of coursework. Namely, learning modules, practice sets, and mock exams. The learning modules are the backbone of Blueprint's teaching framework, and each generally teaches you how to attack different question types or use different strategies. For example, there's learning modules on tiered ordering and argument flaws. And in terms of the content of each module, they look like this. A series of video lessons broken down into short, digestible chunks and interspersed with sample problems. And I'll just say this, the video lessons are awesome. They are without a doubt the best videos in the LSAT space. But more on this in a moment when I cover my thoughts. Anyway, between the video lessons, the instructors use sample problems to demonstrate key points, and then at the end of each module, you work a targeted quiz just to make sure you understand what you just learned, with many of the problems having video solutions during the review portion. Then, beyond the learning modules, the other two major components are practice sets and practice exams. And they're more or less exactly what they sound like. The practice sets are narrowly targeted sets of questions on a certain topic which you work through, then review. Each practice problem comes with an explanation, with about maybe a third to half of the problems coming with a video breakdown. And the practice exams are simply full-length mock exams that you take every 2 or 3 weeks and then spend a half-day reviewing. And of course, around these primary assignments on your study plan, you can always create a custom quiz in the QBank or take a full-length test on your own. There's really no shortage of practice work because the Blueprint package comes with a subscription to LSAC, so you get access to all past LSAT exams and questions. Plus, another cool thing with Blueprint is that you can always drop into an office hour session if you want. For both self-paced and live online students, Blueprint offers near daily live online sessions where a Blueprint instructor focuses in on a certain concept and dives way into the weeds, breaking down the finer points and working practice problems. Now, to this point, what I've described is more or less the on-demand self-paced course. For those that opt for the live online version, everything is essentially the same, except of course for the live classes. Basically, the live classes teach the same material that's in the learning modules, but in a live Zoom class setting. You get a hard copy lesson book to follow along in and work sample problems alongside the instructor, and the live classes tend to expand on the material in the self-paced video lessons, and there were a lot of times I noticed points were being made in class that when I watched the corresponding video weren't brought up. So there's definitely some more material being covered with the live classes, plus of course the hard copy prep book that you don't get with the self-paced version. And that's about it. I mean, there's a few other features with Blueprint like an ebook on logic games, but I'd say what I just covered is the main thrust of the Blueprint course and where you'll spend 97% of your time. And I know I covered that pretty quickly, so if you do want to see a more detailed breakdown of exactly how this course plays out, be sure to check out that full detailed written review that I mentioned. I'll have it linked down below in the description. I have way more detail over there so you can get a better feel for what to expect. Okay, so now that I've covered what the Blueprint course is like and pricing, let's get into what I like and what I don't like about Blueprint and whether I think it's worth it. Let's start with the things that I really like. And number one is without a doubt the video lessons. As I mentioned earlier, the Blueprint video lessons are simply awesome. The instructors appear on screen, and as they break down a concept or problem, various notes, graphics, and cartoons appear around them. In fact, the videos often cut to these funny little cartoons to help demonstrate points. Basically, the production value is off the charts compared to other LSAT companies, and I can personally say that these are the best and most effective video lessons that I've seen in LSAT prep. Okay, number two, the QBank and practice sets. Frankly, I love Blueprint's practice interface and everything that comes with it. Everything's presented in this really clean, dynamic format where you can eliminate wrong answers by graying them out and get hints if you get hung up. These hints are almost like lifelines from that old show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where you can flip a coin to eliminate answer choices, get a tip from a pro, or see how other students answered the question. Plus, like I said, about every second or third problem comes with a video solution, which are really helpful. And that's an important point because every company uses the same practice material from LSAC, so it's these answer solutions and interface that really differentiate LSAC companies, and it's a category where Blueprint shines. Okay, so my third pro is the office hours. So every week, Blueprint generally offers 3 or 4 live office hour sessions where an instructor hosts a webinar type event and takes a deep dive into a particular topic. If you're struggling with a particular concept like sequencing games, for example, you basically get a crash course of content review, test-taking strategies, and sample problem breakdowns across 2 hours. For most people, these office hour sessions are great to fill in the cracks and improve on weaknesses, but I'm also sure for some people out there trying to get every penny out of this course, you can attend every session as well. But either way, these sessions add a ton of value, especially for the on-demand students. Alright, so last up here, number 4, the live classes. They are very good. Like I mentioned, the classes seem to really expand on the material contained in the learning modules. I mean, nothing novel that the self-paced students are missing out on, but the instructors in the live classes just really seem to flesh out concepts with more examples and stories and analogies. Not to mention, the instructor I had was awesome. She was a straight guru and knew her stuff inside and out, but was still very approachable. So overall, if you want live classes, I really like Blueprints. Okay, so that covers what I like. Now let's talk about the things that I wasn't crazy about. But before I get to that, I should mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we give away a free prep course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter. Everyone is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description, but just know, it takes like 10 seconds to enter, and hey, you never know. You could win a free Blueprint LSAT course. Anyway, the negatives, and I have 3 of them with Blueprint, starting with the prep books. And here's the thing, Blueprint just doesn't offer much in the way of prep books. Both courses come with access to their Logic Games ebook, and the live online class comes with a hard copy lesson book, but that's it. Up until a couple years ago, Blueprint used to use hard copy prep books and every student got a set, but they've kind of gone away from that while others like Kaplan and Manhattan Prep still rely heavily on old school paperbacks. Whether this is going to matter to you totally depends. If you're like me and like print books that you can take notes in and highlight key points, it's kind of a bummer, but if you're all about digital content, then maybe it's not a huge deal. Anyway, the second con I found is that I'd like to see more video solutions with the practice problems. Every single practice problem comes with a text explanation, but like I said, it's only about every second or third problem where you get a video breakdown. The issue is though, is that they are so good I want them with every question. The text explanations are alright, but just pale in comparison to the video explanations. I know that's a big ask, but even Magoosh, which costs like a third of the price of Blueprint, offers video breakdowns for half of their problems, so I feel like for the price tag, I'd like to see a video breakdown for every problem. And lastly, my final negative worth noting is the high cost. Blueprint just isn't cheap and ranks among the most expensive courses available. At $800 to $1,500, it's a steep price tag. And that's actually probably a good segue into my final verdict. Is Blueprint worth it? In my opinion, yes, 100%. When you look at all the factors that matter, Blueprint gets the highest grade among the dozen or so LSAT courses that I've reviewed. Their learning modules are short and highly digestible, the video lessons are stellar and I loved every second of them, the practice material and testing interface are fantastic, and I love the live classes. Now, whether you should opt for the live class version totally depends. I'd say if you need the accountability and structure of a regular live class schedule, for sure go for them. But if you're capable of driving your own studies, the Blueprint self-paced version is just as good. All in all, I do have a couple minor grievances with Blueprint's course, but by and large, I think this is about the best LSAT prep course on the market, and I have no hesitation recommending it. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I hope this video has been helpful and you learned a little something. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping us a quick comment below. That'd really be appreciated. And again, if you want to see that full detailed written review that I mentioned earlier in this video, hop on over our website, testprepinsight.com, or check out the rest of the videos on our YouTube channel. We have a ton of great content out there. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one.